right, let's get him on.
He's trying to adopt a new brother.
Ben
He's
is
like,
on
I'm
the
a
show.
European champion now. I can
Come
do
on.
what the fuck I want.
Come on.
European champion.
Tell me what it was like today at the stadium. But we'll see some scenes on social media and stuff. But just speak about the day.
Day was brilliant. As soon as you got on the high road, the sun was shining, the songs were blaring, everyone was in a top mood. You get into the stadium, the concourse was just packed. You literally couldn't move. And everyone was just, literally, as you were walking up to the stadium, all you could hear was, we're on our way to the Bilbao, we're on our way. And it was just song after song after song. I think as I got in the stadium, I recorded, I think about 20 minutes that song went for, 20 minutes straight. And everyone was just going absolutely mental. No one really cared about the game, to be honest, today. They just didn't. It was just the party atmosphere, party mode. Getting into the bowl, into the stadium, it was the same songs going and everyone just in a top mood, man. Everyone's just buzzing after the week that we've had. And I think a lot of people just have the same kind of croaky voice as I do. It's just like everyone's got their like war scars from the week. And it's just great to see Spurs fan base finally with some smiles on their faces.
Yeah, and I think it was obvious that, to be fair, the first half wasn't bad, actually. We obviously got the goal, didn't we? And it was always going to catch up with us at one point. I always got that feeling. But I saw at full they can score the fourth goal, and the fans just broke into and the Spurs after that fourth goal. So I think that was probably kind of sending a message about how much that game really meant to the fans there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually quite surprised how we came out the traps. I thought we were good in the first half. Nice little moves, pass moves. The move for the penalty, with that Saar pass between the lines and Tell winning the penalty, I thought was pretty good. And there was a few other kind of exchanges and passages of play which I was quite impressed with. And I felt like the team were just feeding off the energy of the fans in that first half because the energy levels were so high from the stands. And in the second half, it took its toll, man. All that partying over the last couple of weeks definitely took its toll in the second half. And look, it is what it is. Like, nobody really cared. It was just still party atmosphere. As soon as the game finished, all the legends came on the pitch, and Sonny came out with the trophy, parading it around the stadium, and all the players at the end got their go to lift it up in front of the fans as well. So it was just a really nice atmosphere today.
Did Ange speak?
No, no one spoke.
No one spoke. Okay.
No, it's just Paul Coy.
I thought he would have.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I guess he had the speeches on Friday, but
no, but they didn't even do the awards, like Player of the Season or anything like that. Like, it was just like the parade lap of honor, and that was it.
Interesting.
Well, Bergvall was going to win it all, so it didn't really matter, I suppose.
Yeah, true. There's what I told you about this on yesterday, but it has definitely happened. I mean, it's mainly only on the chat, but there's definitely been a clamour again after another defeat. I know it's 4-1. Everyone's like 22 defeats, 17th. Can we really keep this guy on for next season? And just made a big case for the defence in the press conference today about why next season will be better, and he's confident it will be better, and he assures everyone it will be better than this season. And he says he finds it weird that he's even talking about his future after achieving something unprecedented. How are you feeling about all that?
I don't think there should be questions about his future right now. We're a European champion. We won the Europa League. We've done something which we haven't done in 41 years. It's a momentous occasion, and it's an unbelievable triumph what we've done this season. Yes, the league form completely unacceptable. I totally get that. I've been one of Ange Out's biggest advocates over the past 4 or 5 months.
Have you really been a big Ange Out? Have you?
No, maybe not the biggest, but just the biggest. I've been banging on about it all season, right? And now we're here. Season's over. We've won this trophy. We're in the Champions League next season. I think it's only right that he leads us into next season and he gets that chance to put the league form that went horribly wrong this season right. And if he can't do that, and 2-3 months into the season it's still going horribly wrong, then I think it's probably time to say goodbye. But because he's given us the best day that we've ever experienced as a Spurs fan, anyone watching this that's like below 40, 50 years old, you know what I mean? This is our best ever moment as a Spurs fan, and he delivered that for us. So he deserves to take us into next season.
What happens if we start the season off badly? Would you give him the first international break or the second one?
Depends depends how badly it is. Like if we're losing games but playing well, or if we're just completely off it and not playing well at all, then he probably should go probably as early as possible. But I don't know. It all depends on how we're looking, to be honest.
Yeah, he's also spoken about Romero. I don't know if you saw. Did you see some of the quotes?
Yeah,
he said,
I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, he said, like, you know, it's very important Tottenham can keep Romero for the long term. And he said, who are you going to replace someone like Romero with? There's not a lot of players out there like him. So what I'm obviously saying that, and do you think he's sending any sort of message to Romero, to the board, about what we should be doing? What can we do about making him stay? Is that kind of implying it's going to be difficult to keep him? How would you read into it?
Yeah, it's an interesting one because he's just like so like straight up and out there with it. Like Romero can't leave this football club. He's so important to us. I thought like maybe he'd say that behind closed doors, but not out there in the press. I thought it was quite interesting. I don't know. I mean, he's just trying to say, look, he's vice captain. A lot of the players in the team look up to him. He's a winner. He's proven every single final he gets to, he's literally the best player on the park. He was for us on Wednesday night as well. And it would be a massive loss. I was saying to you, Sim, after the final, like selling Romero, getting rid of Romero could put us back a significant stage, like in our development, if we're going to go on and do something next.
Oh, he's just been cut off. Cut off in his prime.
Oh, he's gonna have to wait to say the rest of that then, isn't he?
We'll wait for you to come back, Ben. He's back. He's back. Go on.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Where did you lose me at?
We were just talking about Romero. You're just saying, I can't remember. You're just saying how.
Listening to me, then, were you?
No, you were just saying.
Go on.
Yeah.
You were saying you were quite surprised that he's come out in the press and said basically.
Thank you, Marlon. At least someone's listening.
Of course, I know Sim's concentrating on something else.
Yeah, so I was surprised he's come out like so outspoken about it. I thought he'd like reserve that for behind the closed doors, but he's right because I was saying to Sim like after the final, losing Romero could put us back a significant step. Like he's a pure winner. Every time he gets into a final, he's the best player on the park. He was our best player on the park on Wednesday night. And he's a world-class player, and to lose someone like that, it's going to be incredibly difficult to replace. It really will. Like, we got Danso, who I'm impressed with, but he's nowhere near Kuti Romero. Who can we sign in this current market that would actually come to us that's anywhere close to Kuti's level?
That's what I said. Yeah,
no, I said the same thing.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And whoever we sign, it would likely going to be, taking a step backwards. So it's.
But it's not just a step backwards; it's a massive step backwards.
So it's about convincing him. But as I was saying, would you be, Marlon? Do you think you'd be if he said, "I'm not signing," but we've got like Vuskovic and Phillips and whatever waiting in the wings? Would you? But he said, "Look, I'll stay here for 2 years, but I'm not signing a contract." Would you be willing to allow him just to see out the 2 years, just so we have him for 2 years?
I'd keep him for 1 year and then assess it next summer.
I think we should offer him we should do our best to offer him, pay parity with Sonny.
Yeah.
Make and give him a 1 year extension to his deal, so he has 3 years left. That means we have 1 year to convince him that this club is really going in the right direction, and I think he might get on board with that.
Yeah, I think a 1 year extension sounds right.
Yeah, because I think it just depends on whether he wants to personally stay. For me, I feel like he's given up on I know he's won everything, but his heart's elsewhere now, and that's the only issue that we've got. Whether he wants to stay, it doesn't matter how much money we throw at him. I think for him right now, he just wants to be in a Spanish-speaking country. I think that's where his head's at, and I think he wants to move his family there as well. So it's just
if that's the case, then we're on a hiding to nothing.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. That's why it'd be interesting to see if you were to offer him the bigger money, would he sign it?
If he's got his heart set on leaving, then you've got to let him go. But
how old is he?
27.
27. Yeah.
So if he stays for 3 years, he's going into his 30s already. So I mean, I think we just got to accept that we're going to have to let him go at some point. This is the problem.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of songs for Ange in the stadium today?
Yeah, there was. In the concourse before the game, it was popping off with Ange songs. In the stadium, towards the second half, there was some Ange songs. But at the end of the game, when he had the trophy, it was a really nice moment. He was lifting up the trophy to the fans in the South Stand, and the whole South Stand was singing his name. So quite a few Ange lovings today, let's say.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we haven't done a poll today or anything, but I'm sure you probably spoke to a lot of fans while you were there. Like, do you think the pendulum has completely swung? Like, is that the feeling at the moment, or is there still quite a lot of people saying thank you, but you got to go?
No, I think everyone wants to give him the benefit of the doubt and to see if he can take us into next season and do something significant. Because look, everyone is just gassed that we've won the Europa League, and that's what it comes to. Like, if you deliver something of that magnitude to this club, you deserve to keep your job and to move forward, even if you've had, probably the worst Premier League campaign in the club's history. So I think the fans are willing to give them benefit of the doubt with the injuries and all that kind of stuff. And it's just been a crazily bad season. But because he's delivered success, something that we've craved for so long, I think the majority that I've spoken to anyway are willing to go forward with him. And, I was speaking to Graham, who sits next to us, and he was massively Ange out.
Yeah.
He was massively Ange out. He's Ange in now. Danny Kiriakou, he was massively Ange out. He's Ange in now. Me, I was massively Ange out. I'm Ange in now. There's just so many.
I was going to ask something. I forgot what I was going to ask now. Jed.
On that old Ange in, Ange out thing, I asked Brian earlier, is it your heart ruling over your head with the whole Ange at the moment because of what's just happened?
Yeah, there's definitely a case to say that for sure. But the reality is that the head will overrule the heart very quickly if it comes to pass. And because he's delivered us what he's delivered us right now, our best night in our Spurs supporting memory, lifetime, if he doesn't do the job at the beginning stage of next season, he'll be gone. That's just the reality. So just let's give him the benefit of the doubt for the next few months at least and see where it takes us.
Oh, yeah, I knew I was going to ask. Being there with at the after the lap of honour, any sign of anyone you think who looked like they were saying goodbye?
Yes, actually. Richarlison. Richarlison just looked very overly emotional, but not happy emotional, a bit sad and a bit subdued. And he was going into the fans and taking selfies with fans, and he wasn't waving or anything like that, but there was just something about it that I thought, that might be his last time we're seeing him.
Okay, but no, nothing else.
What about Tell?
That's the only one I noticed with Richarlison. What'd you say?
Yeah. How about Tell?
Nah, I didn't really notice anything with Tell, to be honest. He walked off the pitch when he got substituted. He walked around the whole south stand. Everyone gave him a massive ovation. He was just clapping. But no, there was nothing really in there.
Tell said in an interview with the club after the game, he said, the Tottenham is more than just a club. It's everything to us, he said. Matisse Tell. Do you think he's fully COYS now? He's fully bought into the club?
He's definitely fully COYS. You've seen the way he's acted since joining this club, going into the stands for good and for bad. I'm so torn with Matisse Tell. I don't know.
It was a bit better again today, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something missing from his play. You see some good things in there, but you can see he's nowhere near the finished article yet. That's the reality. He is 19 years of age, so we need to see a lot more from him, but he will grow in the Spurs shirt. But we need experience, guys. This summer is the summer to get experience in. Ange has said it. Daniel Levy has to back Ange with experienced players. We say it every summer, but this summer more than ever.
He said it, Ange, in his press conference today. He said we need players who are comfortable at Champions League level. That's what he said.
100%.
And if we get that, then maybe things can change. Look, we'll have to wait and see. There's so much. It's weird, isn't it? Even though we've got so much happiness and we're so much delight and joy going to the summer. Right now, there's still so much uncertainty about a lot of fans, a lot of players, and the manager as well. So there's a lot of waiting to see what's going to happen right now.
Oh wait, I'll tell you a funny thing that happened in the parade after the game. Everyone was buzzing, everyone was singing songs and whatever. The players were going around with the trophies, and then the camera panned to Daniel Levy and the whole stadium booed.
So maybe that goes to show that feelings haven't quite shifted with him just yet, as much as I have with Ange. I just
thought that was hilarious because it was such a joyous occasion. Everyone was singing songs and happy and jumping up and down, and then it just panned to him, and you just hear a massive boo around the whole stadium.
God, and I'm assuming they had to quickly get him off the screen.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Fantastic. All right, well, we'll break down everything tomorrow in the studio. Well, I don't know how much we'll talk about the game. I don't know how much you watched of the game, even. I bet. But
was there a game? I know that we played decent in the first half, and
yeah,
we didn't get out of our own half in the second half. So
that was it. That was it. All right.
But no, I want to say credit to the players for even getting on that pitch today, though. Like with what they've like, how much
Johnson played 90 minutes. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's mad. I don't know how they got out there. Yeah.
Credit to them, man.